Well, hello, and welcome back to another exciting edition of Coffee with Stephen. So, this week's blog is entitled The Apache. Many of you already know this because I've shared it with you if you've been here at Artemis, but there's some special news that I want to brag about. So, you guys have heard me talk about our younger daughter, Cheney. She's the one who graduated from West Point, branched aviation. And up until, well, actually, including to this day, she's still at Fort Novosel, which used to be called Fort Rucker, in Alabama. Now, the way it works in Army aviation, you branch aviation, you go to Fort Novosel. When you're at Fort Novosel, you go through a series of courses. The first course is referred to as SEER. Okay, this is Search, Evasion, Rescue, and Escape. And every pilot needs to go through a version of this course. Once you've completed SEER, you then go into what's called Bullock. And Bullock is Basic Officer Leadership Course. This is where they learn how to be an Army aviation officer. Then they go into what's referred to as Common Core. That is where Cheney has been for the last almost 8-9 months. In Common Core, you're learning how to fly, and you're flying primarily Lakota helicopters. They're now the Army's training helicopters. Once you've completed that, you're graded effectively on how well you did. And then you get to pick your airframe. Either if you graduated high in the class, you get to pick whatever aircraft you want to fly. If you graduated low in the class, you sort of are told what you are going to be flying. Her dream was to fly Apaches. And for those of you who don't know, the Apache is the United States attack helicopter. It's that iconic looking helicopter with wings on the side with a boatload of missiles and a chain gun under the gunner's seat. The Apache then is subdivided into two separate categories. There's what's called a CAB, which is a combat aviation brigade. They're the ones that provide support for the ground troops. And then there's CAV, which is the cavalry. They're the ones that go in first, usually destroy as much of the enemy as they can, and provide security and reconnaissance. In any event, her dream was to fly Apaches and be in Air Cav. Last week, she was awarded a slot. So she is now officially in the Apache training program. She'll be doing that until about January, where she will then be posted at Fort Campbell in Kentucky. So we are extraordinarily proud of her, and she is truly learning how to rain death down from above. Anyways, do hope you enjoy the blog. We kind of go over this in a greater detail. As always, train constantly, train consistently, train repetitively, and train with purpose. Above all else, stay safe.